Good morning, good night, good evening, you lovelies. It is the one, the only, Cappy D. Barra, and we are here for a review for WWE Smackdown, August 1st, 2025. First show of the month. All right, we are no longer in July. All right, Summerslop, all right, is officially being aired as of tonight, and we are going to see if these guys can compete with Dynamite and Collision, because that's their competition. That's who they're gunning for. You know, this is a quote-unquote counter programming of Collision and Dynamite put on by AEW the 3 or so days prior. We're going to be tapping into this SmackDown and seeing how they performed. The card wasn't revealed exactly before the matches, like before the show tonight, but nonetheless, I still got a peek, and I was excited for some of these matches. You know, we got right out the gate, Julia and Zelina. Julia and Zelina put on in a really good match, really solid match. There was a small slip up by Zelina, but if you ask me, I think Julia sold it perfectly. They both went out there, they gave it everything that they got. Really good graps. As I said, and I'll say it again, the women on this roster and the women in this division will sometimes carry the shows, and this being the first displaying of a championship bout with the women doing what they're doing, it was strong. It was a really strong match. There were a couple of moments where I just assumed Julia was kind of finish the match, but it ended around, I said, like 9. I do like it when the company makes it a purpose to have their matches with titles main event. So this being one of the earlier matches, I wasn't one of the bigger fan of, but we still got it out the way at all, and I think that's really good for the title. Chelsea Green also expressed some thoughts about the United States Championship not being defended, Women's United States Championship not being defended on Summerslop. I think she's 100% validated in that. All around, though, really solid card, man. Everyone's talking about Lyra, the future of Lyra, but the future of Julia, yeah. Julia's a hooper, bro. Julia's a hooper. She be banging. She be banging out here. She's probably gonna hold on to this title well into like the next couple of pay-per-views. If done properly, she could have done a really solid promotion with Bayley. You'd have to move her down from Raw, but I mean, there's something there. Being that she is a heel, we can move her as a heel. The crowd treats her as a face, so she's cool as fuck. That's just simple booking. That's a creative issue, right? You overcome that creative issue, you should be fine. Next, we're going to be moving on to is a AAA bout for the tag belt. We get Mr. Iguana and the Crazy Clown versus MTY. I'm not too familiar with these guys. I believe MTY consists of Herberto and Angel something. I believe those two are the guys who went into AAA. I'm gonna say AEW. They went into AAA and they came out with the tag belts, and now they're defending it on SmackDown, if my memory serves me correct. And it was a luchador match, man. It was good. No gripes from me. I think the lack of attention put on by WWE for AAA and TNA when it comes to the camaraderie. I guess a perfect example would be like Dominic Mysterio, right? Dominic Mysterio, who went there, he got the loudest pop maybe of his life, second to what he got at WrestleMania when he won the IC belt, right? And we're expected to believe that he's supposed to go in there and start creating programs, right? We also got some reports about Grande, Americano, and Ludwig Kaiser, and probably, Pete Dunne, right? I guess I'm saying all this to say is there are smaller aspects going here, but a belt defense, when we're already trying to understand what you're going to even be doing with AAA, you're going to make it a developmental company, are you going to do what you're doing with TNA with it? Is it just going to be a proxy to you like ECW? There's a lot of really confusing aspects about this relationship with AAA, and I guess the culmination of what I'm getting down to is we don't know the ins and outs of what this relationship will entail, right? We don't know if there's going to be WWE belt defenses on AAA. We don't know if, like TNA, any AAA guys are going to get any actual valid talent, any actual shot at winning the titles, because we see with Trick Williams, they're just setting up a story, right? And that story can go somewhere, but people are already losing attention. Can you create a better story on the AAA front where people are actually interested and they keep coming back and they keep tuning back in? we can see, and I guess we're stuck to find that out. But I mean, all in all, it's a really nice match. There's a really small botch from Iguana, but other than that, the crowd loves him. He does the puppet thing. I mean, some of this entertainment stuff is supposed to be entertainment, so I can't really cut at their ankles too much. Next match we have Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. I know him as Malachi Black, but I guess his name's Aleister Black in WWE. This was a fine match. Aleister Black, he's fine. He's cool. He's great in the ring. Damian Priest also, he's a fucking previous world champion, so he knows how to be in a match. He knows how to sell a good opponent, and he goes out there, he does his thing. Unfortunately, we kind of have the segment that I hate the most. It's where he gets hit with a chair. It's where Damian Priest gets battered with a chair, and from this, Malachi obviously picks up a DQ. And I can't make sense of how it's good booking, how it's consistent or strong booking to have your up-and-coming heel just never cleanly win. He never cleanly wins. He's feeling more like a Dominic Mysterio than a Gunther, and that's a problem. That's not a precedent you want to have. You don't want to make Malachi Black some kind of like snark, like conniving, like little heel. No, he needs to be able to go out there, knock people's heads in, and then pin 1, 2, 3. And you can't just save that for pay-per-views. That's the fucking issue with this company, man. They can't seem to actually build up any new stars, right? They can't seem to build up any new stars at all, right? Because everyone who we've been begging for something to work, right? It hasn't worked. It just hasn't worked, and in the upcoming future, it probably won't work, right? For Malachi Black or Aleister Black to kind of get this, all right, well, we'll just hit him with a chair, and then that's the end of the match. Neither of you guys can go over. What? Hey, either you have me fight valiantly and lose to Priest, meaning I'm deserving of a rematch, heel or face, or you have me knock Priest's head in. All right, he gets concussed and he comes back like a rageful hero. Like I'm gonna answer. You're gonna answer to me for truth and what you did to me and what you did to these fans or something, dude. Because I'm not with the whole. All right, well, nobody wins any matches. Just no, nobody's gonna win a match. Nobody can go over clean. It's not allowed. The last time Aleister Black was in a ring with R-Truth, where's R-Truth, by the way? Where's LA Knight? Like, where the fuck are these people we've been organically begging for on fucking TV, man? Aleister Black, he picks up the DQ, and then he just starts beating the shit out of Damian Priest with the chair. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, whatever, right? Like, all right, right? And he does shit to him that they could have just did it like an Extreme Rules match. And it's like, do they think that that's like carny shit? Because, yo, I'm gonna be really fucking honest. For this to be like the 6th like no DQ match to happen this month, and for you to actually go, well, at least they're telling a story. Well, I mean, it's going somewhere, ain't it? No, it's not fucking going anywhere. This shit is stale. It's very fucking stale, and I'm tired of watching wrestlers, heel or face, not be able to fucking deliver pins. Deliver a pin. That's all the fuck I'm asking for, right? We can have stories where there are weapons involved with fucking no DQ matches. Why does everything with weapons have to either be saved for the fucking pay-per-view or it's just used to kind of keep talent in limbo? Like, why isn't Aleister Black just going out there kicking ass? I don't know. That feels like the simple answer, at least. It feels like the simple answer. Whatever. After that, we get Hakua. We get Hakua versus Jimmy. Average Jim. It's good. It's fine. There's obviously interferences, obviously, but Jim Uso, he's no stranger to interferences, so he takes care of it. Pretty simple. You guys can imagine who wins this match. It's not Jim. It's not Jimmy at all. I mean, for a second I thought it was, but right. Come on, y'all. But let's move on, because that's common sense, right? That would be common sense. Expecting an actual face to win on a card full of like unsavory wins. Come on, guys, come on. We're building up to the Summerslop, the big matches and the big booking. I feel like the more I do it, the more I sound like Macho Man. Oh man. Okay, so obviously, as you could have predicted, the Bloodline start beating the shit out of Jimmy Uso. For some reason, a cage starts getting dropped down, and Jacob Fatu runs out. I don't know what that was about. That was pretty confusing to me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes this company does things where like it just reminds you that like they have to set up for things other than things organically happening. Because hey, y'all, a JC Mateo, Jimmy Uso steel cage match was right there. Right. There's something, y'all. There's something that's just, oh no, there's a big cage. Why the fuck is there a cage coming down? Oh my god, it's crazy. It's a cage. Why is there a cage coming down? Oh, what are we gonna do about the massive fucking cage? Oh my god, it's on the wrestlers now. Oh, why is it here? Why is it there's not a steel match? There's not a steel cage match on the card. It's just confusing. It was weird. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of shit just happening in WWE to happen. Then obviously Tungaloa and Jason Mateo, they start getting thrown around in the ring because Hakua and Solo make it out, but for some reason JC Mateo and Toa Longa doesn't make it when they know they can't go up against Jacob. Or maybe that's why they don't have matches, because they know like realistically JC Mateo versus Jacob just looks fucking insane. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. You know, we're dealing with more bloodline shit. This is more bloodline shit. I'm not calling this shit a fucking MTF. I'm not calling this shit. I'm not like MFTs. I'm not calling it that. All right, this shit is just the bloodline. It's more bloodline shit. All right, if you were to get my opinion of the bloodline in 2021, it would be my exact same opinion of the fucking Judgment Day right now. I'm over it. I'm over this shit. It doesn't matter. All right, none of this shit fucking matters. All right, I promise you that we probably missed some shit, but we all know what you guys are here for. We all know what you guys are here for. So let's just cut to it, right? John Cena. All right. The world's biggest fucking politician. Bing chilling. Sorry. Mandarin is a nice language. All right. And if anybody wants to learn Mandarin, that's perfectly fine. Being that he's a worldwide superstar, it's understandable. It's understandable, right? I guess what I'm getting to here is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Travis Scott have now been considered roadkill by the WWE, essentially. And moving forward, we're supposed to believe that Cena is now going to be a face on account of, quote, removing the people who stood by his side and are no longer there. And guys, do you remember when I said in my Rock video that canonically, if The Rock isn't going to come out there on SummerSlop, then it has to be Travis Scott? And you guys remember what the fuck they're doing with Travis Scott right now? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely fuck all nothing. This shit has collapsed in on itself beautifully. And that's only because of WWE's pure hubris. They assumed that The Rock can go in there and hit a couple, if you smell a backstage politician. They assumed that he could go in there and just make shit out of gold. And then he went out of there and just made shit bricks. And then you guys gave us shit bricks. And then we all had to start coping with the shit bricks, saying, no guys, the story doesn't make sense and it's badly placed, and John keeps getting choked up in front of hundreds of thousands of fucking crowds on purpose. He's doing this shit on purpose. He's delivering jokes to laughter and giving promos to, you know, adoring fans who love him around the world because he's the #1 fucking giver of Make-A-Wish Foundation fucking children. How do you sit here and take somebody who's that and make him a face? I wonder why they would do that. I wonder if they're going to do that again. If you can't see where this is going, they're definitely going to make Cody Rhodes a heel. We're going to get heel Cody Rhodes, and it's coming a lot sooner than I expected. But you know, I hate this because I'm a human, right? So I need rest, and of course I was scrolling the Twitter, you know, I was scrolling the pages, and obviously there's a lot of unrest in the wrestling community about this, being that, you know, it's like a fake out. But, you know, they have to acknowledge that Cena's promo, you know, again, he's a fucking god tier orator. I mean, his mic work is some of the best of all time, arguably. And for the precedent now to be, it's going to be a face versus a face, something that they could have just done, like, organically. Like, you guys remember when I said that I should have been a heavyweight bout? That this shit was being like, you know what? I'm not the Wizard of Oz. I swear I'm not. All right? I'm Nostradamus. You feel what the fuck I'm saying? Listen. I've been watching this product for a long time. So when I see shit, I say shit. And I say that they need to be defending the secondary titles on Summerslop. The talent comes out, they say it. Other talent comes out, they start agreeing with it. I say that they need to maybe fucking do a tournament, right? Tony Khan pulls out a tournament, right? I sit here and say that they need to build Cena and Cody as something massive, something monumental, something on par with the Super Bowl or Mayweather versus Pacquiao, right? And they're now starting to do that 24 hours before the fucking main event. Guys, I want to just try to make the sense, like, have this make sense to you. In 48 hours from right now, it will be after SummerSlop. Meaning that this flip we just witnessed, no less than 15 hours ago, that was put there only 15 hours ago. That wasn't the plan for this entire run. They really believed somewhere along the line that Rock was going to come back and he was going to affect the millions and millions of ruined storylines that he has had a hand in. But in reality, they're really just, honestly, this is some of their worst traits. There's a fucking jelly roll segment on here. I'm not even going to fucking speak about fucking jelly roll. Honestly, that entire match in and of itself is it's a travesty. All right? It's a travesty. It shouldn't be happening. All right? There are people on that fucking roster who are chained to the catering boards. Chained to the fucking catering tables. I don't want to talk about jelly roll. Right? We're going to end this night with fucking Cena and Cody Rhodes. Them going out there and sharing a toast, and Cody either obviously becoming a heel, which would be such a bad fucking choice, because WWE, we haven't been seeing Cody Rhodes versus the up-and-coming, bright, chipper young lad who could, hypothetically have the reins to the fucking kingdom one day in a Carmelo Hayes or one of the NXT guys that gets called up and maybe has a best of 2, best of 3 with Cody, whatever. Yo, we've been getting Cody cutting these promos about how much he loves and adores the fans. Now he's just gonna flip heel? Why? We've been getting promos for an entire fucking half of a year about why John Cena hates the WWE Universe. Now he's just flipped all of a sudden? Why? Where is it coming from? It doesn't feel organic. It feels like they felt the fucking fire from AEW burning the fucking house down from under their feet. They felt that. And then as a result, they sat here and they're like, we got to make this shit make sense. Cut out The Rock, cut out Travis. They're fucking cancers. Get out here and get me a script where he's the only one fucking going for it and he's understood the error of his ways. We got 24 hours for this fucking pay-per-view. It's half a day away. Like, oh my God, guys. And I do expect for the match to maybe feel a little bit stronger. They're going to have moments where they're like, handshaking and, being acknowledged by the crowd and whatever. And, and I said this in my previous Smackdown review. There needs to be a solid build to this fucking Cody and Cena thing, because AEW had a really amazing fucking two-match bout with Mox and Hangman. It was amazing. It was fucking amazing. One of them was on fucking televised. It was just a free televised match. But we can't take advantage of shit like that. We cannot take advantage of shit like that. And I understand that WWE is not in the exact same financial situation, but they can't sit here and just have their top talent not wrestle, because now the audience only understands Cody Rhodes as the People's Champion. So as he flips now, who the fuck's going to be the People's Champion? John Cena, who just spent the last fucking 6 fucking months kicking our back in? Realistically, if the WWE fans had a brain, that wouldn't be a viable answer. That wouldn't be a reasonable answer. But, he's John Cena. And, as I said, he is the number one giver of Make-A-Wish children. Like, he is a charity to the world. He is a gift to the art of entertainment. He is an amazing pro wrestler when he's at his peak, and it's not something I can just tear down. And unless something outside of that, outside of wrestling, comes into the fray, I will acknowledge that John Cena, he, as he always does, he excited me, and I can't pretend like the outcome of this Summerslop isn't something that I'm at least curious. I'm curious about. I'm curious about it, but I think there's a lot of room to grow for this next couple of stories, man. Like, the build to the end of this Cena retirement has to be almost perfect, because we're halfway done with it, and they ruined it on account of The Rock coming back, on account of Travis jumping back in PC, like a couple of fucking marks. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was and I was mostly pleased, with the AAA match. I think those guys, they're obvious fucking hoopers. Jimmy Uso's not a bad performer. Julia and Zelina went out there, and again they fucking turned shit into gold as per usual, doing their fucking best with that in the women's title. But all in all, I was left really baffled by the SmackDown, and at least we got to see John Cena, man. Like, that's where I'm at with some of these fucking rivalries, dude. Like, at least we get to see the people. Like, where's Roman Reigns been this entire fucking SummerSlam run? Everybody's on stage having their cute little conversations. I haven't seen one of Roman Reigns. Not one. Why? I said it with Seth Rollins. I'll say it with Roman. If they're getting to an age where they can't do it, man, cut the fucking umbilical cord. Do it already. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And maybe I'm not looking hard enough, because I'm always down to be corrected. I'm only human, This was SmackDown, August 1st, 2025. I didn't have a bad time with it. But I'm looking forward to seeing where it wraps up, where everything wraps up, with Solo and Jacob. I need that to be finished by yesterday. This Cody and Cena thing, this has to end up going somewhere. I know Dwayne's eventually going to make a statement about something soon, so we got to keep our eyes on that. Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, this Unreal show is making this actual product feel a lot more sensible, because now I know that they're arguing about some of these decisions backstage, and they're actively the wrong decision. Like, somebody probably offered the idea, hey, we should do Jacob versus JC Mateo, and that idea probably got shot down. Same thing with the Cena face turn. Same thing with the R-Truth shit, LA Knight shit, Carmelo Hayes shit. I mean, they run with what they run with, and what they run with is kind of dog shite. But, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. This has been Cappy D. Barra, all right? Y'all stay tuned. Stay beautiful. Peace, y'all.